That'd be the 1994 Division Bell Tour. Well, so what were the highlights of all these Pink Floyd shows? I would have to say the top highlight was a full version, not a truncated version, but a full version of Echoes from the album Echoes, or CD Echoes, by Pink Floyd, the Pink Floyd album right before Dark Side of the Moon, I believe. And that was with David Gilmour and Richard Wright, and that was a spectacular song. It really took me back. The next in the greatest Floyd's songs we've seen this last year is the full Dark Side of the Moon, almost perfectly rendered by Roger Waters and his hired hands. And a lot of shout out has to go to both Snowy White and especially Dave Kilminster. Yes, Dave Kilminster of the Emerson, Lake and Palmer Band. Excuse me, made up the Keith Emerson Band. So the full Dark Side, that's obviously a high. Pigs by Roger Waters at that same show 2 weeks ago. Unbelievable. I can't believe how fast and how action-oriented that song is. I kind of underappreciated it till I heard Roger do it again. Now, last night, the Australian Pink Floyd show played Dogs from the Animals album, and it was very spectacular, although I would say the transitions and the total form of the songs is slightly different than what's on the album or what you see in Roger Waters' 2000 live Flesh tour. Now, I would say the highlight of last night at the Australian Pink Floyd show, at least for me, was a full, long rendition of Astronomy Domini by Syd Barrett from the very first album, very first song, and it was quite a delicious song to see performed live. I think the thing with this cover band Australian Pink Floyd show, Australian Pink Floyd, or I call them APF, is that the APF, I think, can really open up on these older Floyd songs. Also, the older Floyd songs are not as heavily based on David Gilmour's guitar techniques, which are incredible to say the least. So I think the APF ought to go for a more early Syd Barrett type show, because I think that's what people would really dig. Now, another highlight of the Pink Floyd year has seen Fat Old Son played by David Gilmour, and this was played at the Paramount Theater. And of course, that is from the late in the album of Adam Hart Mother, and he's played it before, but this time he left intact this incredible electric guitar solo. Starts out as kind of a mellow acoustic guitar thing, and then our real guitar hero, David Gilmour, he brings it home with Fat Old Son. Now, they do call it space rock, and I have to say, APF, pretty amazing. Their use of playing different material, always a treat. David Gilmour, best guitarist, rock guitarist ever. Rolling Stone came out with a list of best guitarists a couple of years ago. David Gilmour was near the bottom. Let me tell you that this past year, Guitar Player magazine has voted David Gilmour the best rock guitarist of all time. He even moved in front of Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix comes in 2 in the Guitar Player magazine awards. So David Gilmour, there you go, David, best guitarist ever. I would say of all the shows, everything was smaller compared to what Roger Waters put on at the Shoreline Amphitheater. With this IMAX version 2 screen behind him and all new videos and films edited and collected and put together by Strom Thurgenson. And you may know him from the design of most of the Pink Floyd albums, including The Dark Side of the Moon, and a lot of other rock albums, like that very bizarre Houses of the Holy by Led Zeppelin with the little children crawling up the stone mountainside. That was one of his designs, Storm Thurgenson. Now, so Roger Waters, obviously the best. He had more equipment. He had so much equipment. He had more equipment stacked up in his quad behind us. We had 6 quad speaker setups and pods behind the crowd. He had more speakers set up on the behind surrounds than the whole Pink Floyd and David Gilmour had together for speakers. And then, of course, when Roger played with all that technology, he just really, really blew anybody who was there away. And, of course, of all the bands, Gilmour was very tight. Roger Waters, the very tightest I'd ever seen a rock band perform these songs, and I've seen Floyd several times. Two more songs that David Gilmour played that I forgot to mention. Arnold Lane, one of the original Syd Barrett hit singles, and High Hopes from David Gilmour's version of Pink Floyd, The Division Bell, 1994. So, you want Pink Floyd, all you have to do is ask for it in your mind and hope for it, and then 1 year goes by and you see Pink Floyd, Pink Floyd, Pink Floyd. So, Pink Floyd, I wonder what's next. I'm hoping that we can get Roger and David together so they can make another album, and we'll wait very carefully and hope that Genesis reforms. That is Genesis with both Bill Collins and of course the first singer, Peter Gabriel. So that'd be Genesis with Rutherford, Collins, and Gabriel. So that's all I have to say for Pink Floyd today. And Pink Floyd fans signing off. Can't wait for the next Pink Floyd album or DVD or show. Thank you, everybody.